I'm Vanessa Ruck, the girl on a bike. Welcome to my workshop. I was out racing at the weekend and have a very muddy bike. So today I'm here with Oxford Products and the Mint range, and we're going to be looking at the full process from turning a muddy bike that's had a lot of fun into a clean, sparkling one. So we're going to be looking at the washing, the detailing, and the maintenance products. The whole range is made in Britain, there's zero animal testing, and a nice bonus is it smells pretty minty. Great name and smell. Got myself outside with a jet wash. Now, there's a few things probably worth mentioning. First of all, this Mint range is suitable for all different types of motorcycles. Obviously, I've got my enduro bike here. A tip for cleaning it is getting your bike off the ground so that you can spin the wheels, get the chain moving, get into the brake discs and everything. Oxford Products do a range of different stands and you can look into those. Making sure that water doesn't go into your exhaust is also very important. You don't want the padding in there to be getting wet. Jet washes do make this a lot easier, but they're not essential. So my jet wash does actually have an attachment that will go straight onto the Mint bottle, and that will enable me to use the power of this to deploy the wash onto the bike. You can, of course, use the spray that the bottle comes with and put it all over the bike that way. Both options are going to give you a clean motorcycle, but one will use a little bit more arm power. Because of quite how muddy my bike is today, I'm going to give it a quick pre-rinse before I get the product on, and that's just going to make the product do the best job. It's got thick mud, so jet wash time. So that's the worst off. Time to swap my heads. The wash has been applied. It's well worth giving it a couple of minutes to settle in and really build its way into that dirt. You can also use some brushes at this point. So I've got a range of brushes from the Oxford product range. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to use a brush to work on some of that tougher grime before getting the hose pipe back out again. Maintenance of your chain and the cleaning is really important. If you think about a motorcycle, your drive to your rear wheel, that's essential. And looking after your chain correctly is going to make it, your sprockets, everything last longer. So it's going to save you some money. Now I've got the Mint chain cleaner here, and I've also got a special brush that is going to make cleaning that chain a little bit easier. Now the process of cleaning this is always recommended to spray it on the lower side of the chain while spinning the wheel. Now the reason you're going to do that is the centrifugal force is then going to propel the cleaner through the chain to the outside. If you spray it on the top of the chain, it would just take the cleaner off the chain. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to spray it on. This degreaser is then going to work its way into the chain, and the next step is using a tool. Now this is an Oxford Products brush that's designed to wrap around the chain and clean 3 sides of it in the time you'd normally clean one. You can of course use a more normal brush, but this is about efficiency, and also depending on how regularly you are cleaning your chain, it could be pretty minging and dirty. So whatever brush you're using on your chain, you probably don't want to use anywhere else. So I've let that sit for a couple of minutes. I'm then going to hold the brush onto the chain and let the wheel do the work. Do a few rotations and then adjust the brush to a different position. And with minimal effort, I've just managed to clean all four sides of my chain, 3 sides at a time. The next step is going to be giving that a rinse with the hose pipe, and it will be nice and clean before getting it lubed. I now have the bike degreaser. Depending on your motorcycle, you're going to have more or less of an issue of bits of grease, oil getting onto your engine cases and other areas of the bike. This is the product to get that off. Now around the chain on this bike, I find that sometimes the lube flicks off and goes onto the engine. So I'm going to spray some of this on to those areas. And that is going to help that wipe off. Brakes are another really important one for maintenance. If they're not cleaned, you might not be stopping when you think you will. So I've got the Mint brake cleaner, super easy to use. You're gonna spray it onto your discs all the way around and both sides. And then into the pads. Give that a moment to set in. Nice clean cloth, wipe it off. The bike is pretty much drip dried now. I've got myself back into the workshop, and the next step is using a general protection spray. Now this is pretty much a moisture repellent, so I'm going to be using that on areas that are prone to rust to displace the water and get it out of those crooks and crannies. I like a shiny protected bike, so next up I have the fast finish polish. This is suitable for all kinds of different bodyworks, plastics, paint, etc. And it's one that you're going to spray onto the bike using a microfiber cloth to rub it in, give it a couple of minutes, and then use a second clean one to buff it to a nice shine. So I'm going to get that on and it will start to look like a very clean bike. The bonus though is it's not just about making it look shiny, it's also about protecting it. This is a blend of natural waxes and it's going to give a sort of a water resistant barrier to your bike, which is going to protect it and also prevent the dirt sticking on it quite as quickly moving forwards. Oh, look at the shine coming out. I haven't even buffed it. Final part is your chain maintenance. Now, Mint have 3 different types of chain lube. You've got an all-weather one, a dry one, and a wet one. So depending on the riding conditions that you're going to be in, you can pick the most suitable lube. I don't know what weather conditions I'm going to be riding in next time I go out and buddy, so I'm going to use the all-weather lube. Having your bike on a center stand definitely makes lubing the chain a little bit more easily because you can use the wheel to spin the chain. It's always recommended to apply it to the inside of the chain, and that means the centrifugal forces put the lube into the chain as it goes around as opposed to just flicking it straight off. So let's put some lube on. Hopefully this video has been useful to show you some of the products. They're all available on oxfordmint.co.uk. I'm Vanessa Ruck, the girl on a bike, and thanks for watching.